Let me quickly go through yesterday's class. DirectDevOps.blog, Foundation series. Okay. So this was our yesterday's class. So in the yesterday's class, we have discussed the software installation from source code and from executables. And today we were supposed to start package managers. Today we were supposed to start package managers, right? Okay. So that is basically what I would try to speak about. Okay. So software installations in Linux using package managers. Okay. Good, sir. Now, yesterday we have understood that there are two ways of installing softwares, but the problem was that both of them were kind of difficult, So now what we want is we want basically some other way of doing this stuff. All right. So that is where we will try to understand package manager concept. Okay. So the first package manager which we are going to discuss about, okay, is Red Hat. The first one which I want to speak about is Red Hat Package Manager, or this is also called as RPM. This is also called as RPM. So let us try to understand what RPM is. RPM is a software management system that is used for installation and removal of software packages. Okay. Now, what is this package? Right? What does this package actually consist? Let us try to understand. Right? A package, okay, I will write typically consists of, because this might not be the same every time. Okay. Consists of archive of files and other metadata. Okay. And also it includes, okay, configuration files, binaries. Binaries are executables. Okay. Whenever you come across binary is a term which is basically uh, which is some library or an executable. Okay. So this is what a package is. This is what a package is, right? So I am quite sure that some of you might have tried basically tried installing Android applications from APK packages. Yes or no? Some which do not appear on the Play Store, we can install them using something called as APK format or something like that. Yeah. So you can consider that. Okay. For Android, if it is APK, for Red Hat based systems, it is RPM. Okay. So you can download that package and you can basically execute this stuff. Okay. RPM is very simple. RPM is very simple, right? So what majority of the organizations do is whenever they build software, they give you RPM formats. They give you RPM formats, right? So now we will basically try to understand, okay, why should I use RPM? Okay. So the reason why I should use RPM is in RPM, there is no need for me to basically get the source code. There is no need for me to get the executables. I'll be downloading only one simple file, which is called as RPM, and then I can execute the softwares. Then I can execute softwares, right? So there are many resources. Okay. So I'll give you some website links, right? So let me try to mirrors.kernel.org. Okay. Let me click on this. Okay. So if you see Over here, the CentOS, right? There are many kernels over here. So let me click on the CentOS. Okay. So here you will get some distribution repositories. Here you will get some distribution repositories. Okay. Similarly, there is one more thing called as rpm.pbone. So are you saying there is something called as new RPMs, right? So here you have lot of softwares and you get to download only this RPM file. From this RPM file, you can install your software. That is basically what I mean by that. Okay. So if you remember in the Windows world, what is that we would do? We would download the software using installer, right? MSI files. Yeah. So here you download the RPM, but here you have to execute the command because we are speaking about command line stuff. Okay. Now, following are the primary functions of RPM program. Okay. So let me write this one also. RPM is pre-installed on all Red Hat flavors, right? Like CentOS, RHEL, Fedora, right? Even Amazon Linux. And you can go in whatever format which it is, right? Okay. What are the basic functions of this RPM program that is already installed on your machine? What you can do is you can query, verify, update, install, and uninstall software. So using that RPM command. So for example, I have connected to this Ubuntu instance, right? If I type RPM -help, so are you saying there is a whole set of capabilities, right? So you can query, you can install, you can verify, you can upgrade using this RPM, this RPM, right? So RPM program also does one thing. It maintains a database that stores various items of information about packages. Let me make it simple. That stores information about packages. So RPM tool can also be used to package other software into RPM. So if you are building a software and if you want to create a RPM package, you can basically use this RPM tool. You can use this RPM tool, right? Now, what I would try to do is let me try to show you, okay, how can I query for information? How can I query for information? So let's start querying information. Okay, querying. Okay, let me not put it as a heading. Let me basically, right. So querying for all packages. If you open any Red Hat system, and if I basically go in here, and then if I execute this command RPM -query, you don't need to remember this, okay, and -all. So are you seeing there are some hell lot of packages that are being shown to you? Okay, because we don't want to see all of them at one shot. I'm just RPM -query -all. So am I seeing one page at a time? Okay, so execute the command below to list all the packages installed on your system. This will be a huge list generally, right? So I am not even giving a screenshot of it. You can execute this command -- query -- all. Okay, right. Now let us query for a specific package. Querying, okay, details for a specific package. Now, when you see in this list, there are many stuffs, many installation software that are already available for you. You can basically query about information of any of the package that is installed on your machine. So I will be executing the query. Let's, okay, find information about a package called as bash. The command which I would be executing is rpm -- query. Last time I've given all, but this time I'm giving bash -star. Let me try to execute this rpm -- query bash -star. Sorry, you're saying I got something like this. Okay. Now, okay, it gives me what is the package name. Okay, and it also shows me the version number which it has installed. Okay. Now, if I want much more information, I can basically do this rpm -qi bash. Are we clear on this? I'll be taking a screenshot of it because typing these commands is pain for me, right? So good. Let me save this. Copy path. Right. 103. Right. So preview /images/linux 103.png. Okay. Query -all, sir. Query -all. Now, similarly, let me try to basically do one more thing. Okay. rpm - okay, ql bash. Okay. So to list out the configuration files. Okay. Sorry, saying there is a huge list. Okay. So to list configuration files that come with your package. Okay. So execute rpm -ql bash -star. I am giving only bash. The reason is because it is very simple. Okay. I could have done the same thing for rpm -ql python 3. Okay. So -star. Okay. Is it not Python 3? Let me put Python star. Okay. We don't have Python package. I think that's the reason. What are the packages which I have? rpm -query -all. Right. So for example, there is something called as glib2. Okay. Or let me try to do this. rpm -query glib2 star. Okay. Oh, glib2. Are you getting this? Now, if I want to find out what are the basic packages, then -ql glib2. So it is not 1L, it is QL. Sorry. list me all the configuration files. Okay, so this is basically what you're supposed to do. Okay, right. uh 1 minute, 1 minute. They have just, this is not the configuration files, this is to list all files, sorry. Okay, and to list configuration files, okay, just execute the command rpm, okay, hyphen qc bash, rpm hyphen qc bash. So I'll execute rpm hyphen qc bash, rpm hyphen qc glib2. Okay, glib2 doesn't have any configuration file, so it is not basically showing it. So can I basically search for what are the softwares that are installed as part of a package now? For that, you have to basically say query list, QL. QC is query the configuration files. QC is the query the configuration files, right? So there are some expressions also. Generally, if we don't need to do that, right? But there are some kind of expressions also you can write it, but I am ignoring that because we don't require it. But there is one stuff which you would understand. Okay, so now determining what other packages on the system depend on the bash package. I'm just writing it. So here you can say rpm hyphen q what requires bash. So this means that, okay, I know that I have bash, but give me the list of all the other packages which are relying on this bash package. Sorry, Singh, rsyslog package will not work if the bash doesn't execute. Okay, and basically init scripts will not work if the bash doesn't exist. Okay, so there are some of the dependencies between packages also. There are some of the dependencies between packages also, right? Am I clear on this? Okay, so some of you are trying to tell that there is Python. Let me try doing it. rpm hyphen hyphen query python star. Okay, python 3 python 3 hyphen star. Okay, there are some of the libraries, but actually the whole Python might not be installed, otherwise it would have shown. Okay, hyphen hyphen query. It is not present. Yeah, let me put pystar. Okay, or let me just put python 3. It's not there. Yeah, yeah, there, that is different package, right? What you are trying to tell me is if I try to execute a query, okay, hyphen hyphen all in here, okay, hyphen hyphen query hyphen hyphen all. Okay, there are a lot of packages with python 3 over here, right? Yeah, yes, this is what you are trying to tell me, right? Okay, so rpm hyphen hyphen query this is present, not actually python 3. Are you understanding it? Just because there is a word python, it doesn't mean that it is a python package. Yeah, all right. Okay, right, sir. Good. Now how do I install software? How do I install software with rpm? Okay, so that is the most important thing, right? So installing software using rpm. Okay, so let's use what should we install? Let me install something called as FileBeat. FileBeat installation. Okay. So are you saying it is trying to tell that, okay, let's use RPM to install FileBeat. We can install any software. There are many packages, but don't worry about what this FileBeat is. Least bothered. I'm least bothered about what this FileBeat is. That is an RPM package for me. That is an RPM package for me. Available over here. Okay. So you have an RPM package which is basically available over here, and then you are downloading it. Okay. So now what I would try to do is I would try to execute a command which is called as curl. Curl will download that package. So now let me go to the temp folder. Generally, it is a good idea to download these kind of RPM packages into your temp, and then sorry, I downloaded. If I do ls, are you seeing FileBeat RPM file? Yes. Yeah. Right. And now I want to install it. I want to install it. So don't remember any command, just type RPM -- help and let me use less. Okay. This is query. I am not interested in this. Okay. Install. Okay. So you try to tell me what is that I should be using. What is that option which I can use? -I? Yes. Right. So that is exactly what I am going to do. But to install softwares, do we need sudo permissions? Yes or no, sir? To install softwares, do we need sudo permissions? Yeah. So for that reason, I am basically trying to tell that sudo RPM -I, but I'll also add v. V means verbose. Show me what is happening. Okay. And then I will try to tell install FileBeat. So is it done? So is it difficult to install software like this? Okay. Now let me try to see if this package is basically available. Okay. So what is that I would do? RPM -- query FileBeat - our package name is 7.8.0. Let us see. Okay. So RPM -QL. Okay. FileBeat -7.8.0. This I am not basically executing it because this will have a hell lot of files. I'm just sharing a screenshot so far. Okay. So 104. All right. Now, basically, what I would try to do is, okay, I will list this. So are you getting all the files? All the files which have been installed along with your package. And then, okay, you can do one more thing. You can also try to tell that I'm interested in only configuration files. QC. So are you getting configuration files? Yeah. So if I give an RPM package, can you basically find out, okay, where are the configuration files and where are the all the files that are basically installed? Yes or no, sir? Can we or can't we? Okay, good. Okay, fine. Now this is going good. This is going good. Now I want to uninstall this software. So to uninstall this software, what will I do? Okay, again command line help. Uninstall software using RPM. Okay, so now RPM hyphen help. So we are not speaking about query, we are speaking about, okay, uninstall. Do I have anything for uninstall over here? Are you seeing erase? Okay, yeah, right. So basically, now if I want to uninstall this package, what is that I should be doing on this machine? I should be using erase. So sudo rpm -e or hyphen erase. Let me use verbose and then let me write filebeat -7.8.0. Okay. Now, if you want, you can query. Am I clear on this? So is installing and uninstalling the software easy with RPM or difficult with RPM? Better than taking from source code or not? Better than copying the executable files or not? Because let it be any software, you give me a RPM package and I'll be able to install and uninstall the softwares. Yes, sir. Erase commands. Erase commands. Okay. Right. Good now. Now what basically I would try to speak about is, okay, you can validate packages. I'm not getting into all of that stuff. Okay, right. So the stuff which I want to speak about right now is this is what Red Hat machines do. Okay, so Ubuntu machines also should be able to do something like this, right? Yeah. So let us find out what Ubuntu machines can do, like RPM. Okay, so like RPM, what is that Ubuntu machines would have or will have? Okay, so Debian package management system. Sorry, this is also called as DPMS. Okay, so RPM packages were coming with .rpm extension. Yes or no? Okay, so Debian packages. Okay, same thing. I'm writing DPMS is the framework for managing software on Debian or Debian like systems. Okay, right, just like RPM. Yeah, good. Now Debian packages. Okay, Debian packages end with .deb extension. Okay, RPM was ending with .rpm and Debian packages end with this stuff. So shall we try some Debian based workflow now? Let me try to log in into a Ubuntu machine. All right. Now dpkg is the command line. Dpkg is the command line like RPM. -help. Dpkg stands for Debian package. Okay. So this is what we would write. Okay, at the core of DPMS, Debian Package Management System, is the DPKG, Debian Package application, okay, which works with the system providing several command line options. Command line options. Okay, right. People generally call it as .deb files when you look at Debian packages, right? So packaging is with .deb. So here we have two different things. For application it is DPKG, and format it is .deb. Okay. In the case of RPM, even the application's name was RPM, so we didn't have this confusion, right? Now let me execute dpkg --- help. So here also we have a lot of options. Yes or no? Let us see what we can basically do. Okay. If I want to install any software, okay, I'm not speaking about searching or listing anymore. Now you guys can find out how to do that. Okay, what are the different things? Okay, you can basically go through all of this. I'll be just installing a software. Okay, so let's install and uninstall FileBeat, okay, using Debian package, okay, or not using from Debian package, okay, available over here. Okay, so if you go into FileBeat, I think yeah, right. Right. Now for this, what I would do is I'll go into cd/temp, I'll download this file, and then I'll be executing. I have to install the software. So sudo dpkg -i. Okay. So if you look at command line options, okay. Oh, right. Less has something wrong. Right. So are you saying -install? Okay. Right. -remove and -purge. There are two options. There is a slight difference between remove and purge. Purge will remove all the configuration files also. Remove will not remove the configuration files. That's the only difference. Okay. Now, what I would try to do is sudo. I didn't download the file, right? Let me get into temp. Okay. wget. Sorry. I need the deb files location. So let me copy that deb file. Okay. Now I have a deb file. Sudo dpkg -i FileBeat dot. Okay. So if I want to remove, I can use -r and give the package name. Okay. Right. So I can do -p. Okay. P is not available because there was nothing else over here. But P stands for purge. P stands for purge. Okay. I'll add the screenshot. I'll add this screenshot. So what is that I've done? I've downloaded a file. I have installed it, and I'm able to remove the software also. I'm able to remove the software also. Right. So Okay, right. So if I give Debian package or .deb package or an RPM package, will you be able to install software, sir, now? Okay, download the file, execute very simple commands. Yes or no? Is this approach looking better? Yeah. But the problem with this approach is every time you have to download the package, right, from some location, right, and every time you have to basically do a lot of uh, downloads and all of that stuff. Why do I need to take that pain? Why do I need to take that pain? Okay, so now what has happened is Linux people wanted, right, they didn't wanted to even download those RPM packages or Debian packages. They want some kind of a tool. They want some kind, yeah, purge and erase are same. They wanted some kind of a tool, okay, which can help them in easily executing just from the convenience of the command. And from that command, what that command should do is that command should start downloading RPM packages or Debian packages or whatever installation which it does. So now there is something called as yum. There is something called as yum. Okay, but over here, okay, yum, and in the Linux we have something called as apt, and these days Red Hat is basically creating, okay, let me do, okay, so automatic updater updates and package installers. Okay, so we have following popular tools. Okay, yum and DNF. Okay, or let me write it as yum. Okay, it is for Red Hat. We have something called as DNF. We have something called as apt. Okay, in apt there is a family again, and these days there is something which is called as snap, which is called as snap. Okay, so basically these are the kinds of tools which will make our life much more simpler, much more simpler. So for example, if I wanted to install any software, I need not worry about, okay, downloading the deb package and all of that stuff. Let us assume I want to install something called as tree. So I would be executing a command which looked like sudo apt-get install tree. That will do the download. Okay, and after that tree works for me. Okay, so let me type tree. Okay, in the same way on the Red Hat machine, I'll basically try to execute something like, okay, sudo yum install tree. Okay, so it says package is already installed. Fine, let us try to install something which is not present. So sudo yum install, what should I install? E-links. Okay, E-links is not present over here. I don't want to install any complicated installations at this moment. Sudo apt-get update or install E-links. Sorry, saying it is downloading something. It is downloading the deb files and it is installing. Okay. Now, if I want to install Java, don't worry about the commands which I am typing. Sudo yum search JDK. Okay, so there is something called as this over here. So I will take this stuff and then I would simply say sudo yum install, right? Now what do you think is convenient, downloading the RPM files or directly executing these commands? Forget about how to do this. But out of all the approaches, what we have discussed, right? There is no need for you to download any packages, right? You execute the convenience of you execute any software from the convenience of your commands, and then the software gets installed on your machine. So this is looking better, right? Okay. But here we need to understand the concept of software repositories. We need to understand the concept of software repositories, right? So Yum has some kind of repository. So what is this repository? What will that repository have, right? So that is exactly what we would be discussing in our next class. So our next class's discussion would be around, okay, Yum and apt are built-in tools. Yes, sir. Generally on Red Hat flavors you will have Yum, and on Debian or Ubuntu based machines you will have apt already installed. Apt means aptitude. Okay, but I'll be discussing about these tools. Don't worry about Yum and apt at this moment. So next steps. Okay, dive deeper into repository based software installations. Okay, this is exactly what we are going to do in our next class. Okay, right. So today the objective is, if someone gives you a deb package and if he asks you to install on Ubuntu machine, can you do that? Okay, right. So if they give you RPM package, will you be able to do that? That's it, done. Okay.
Thanks for watching. For more videos, subscribe our channel and click on bell icon.